Tinubu'S you have we were.
Jagaban is passing.
Jagaban that. Tinubu'S you know. Tinubu'S you know. Ah, you know what? You want to know? You want to know what? What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? Jagabanu, go there. Jagabanu, go there. Go there.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu's convoy raises an eyebrow in the Nigerian space of argument. What P2B would have done to cut the costs of those convoy if he was elected the president of Nigeria. Hear the news in details. If this is your first time of coming across the future news, please subscribe. Mr. Bola Tinubu's convoy in Lagos is another reminder that the political class is not ready to make the sacrifices which they expect from the citizen. A Twitter handle laments. A nation that has a devastating debt, burden shouldn't be run this way. Those defending the monstrous convoy don't wish Nigeria well. Now, there was a video, or the video you see on your screen, is the video of Bola Ahmed Tinubu returning back from London after his France trip. He returned back to London, and in that convoy, it was acclaimed that 2 governors were there, his chief of staffs were there, and some other prominent Nigerian politicians were there. That is why over 109 or more cars were following just one man. What will P2B do if he was the president of Nigeria? Let me break it down. This Twitter barrister had to tweet this, and the reason why I am reading from his own page is because I noticed that what he was saying was a little bit fact compared to what others were saying. Now he says, the fact that other officials were in the convoy does not justify such monstrosity. The fact that 2 governors and the NSA were reportedly part of the convoy does not justify the number of vehicles in the video. It is absurd. Tinubu could have insisted on reducing the vehicles. You said 2 governors are there, chief of staffs are there. Why not those 2 governors enter one car each? Why not those governors enter one car each? If it was Peter Obi, he would have said that the 2 governors and himself will be in one vehicle. You know, it's funny, right? If it was P2B, he would have said the 2 governors should enter in the same vehicle with him. There's enough seats in one vehicle. Then the 2 police cars may follow him, 2 soldier cars may follow him, or even 1 soldier car may follow him. Then his chief of staff and other people can enter maybe one of the luxurious buses. And he needed over 109 to 10 cars to prove that he is the president of Nigeria. Why are people complaining? Because when people complain, they say that it is only the obedient that are complaining, or those who hate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The country is in a serious debt, just like what this barrister is saying. You remove fuel subsidy to save cost, but you are wasting limited resources on frivolity. No governor should have more than 5 vehicles in a convoy. He can keep making excuses for their wastefulness. We'll continue to suffer in this country if the country is not well managed. The economic or the system is not well managed. Countries are not built by wasteful thinking. You know, still come out to defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu, knowing fully well that what he's doing is not actually making sense. Now, why are people finding it difficult, or the opposition finding it difficult to understand that the same president who is supposed to look into the affairs of the suffering Nigerians is busy parading himself with multiple vehicles all around? Now, this is Tinubu's convoy. This is the lavish convoy of taxman who imposed 520 naira per litre of fuel. Are you getting me? Nigerians are now buying fuel for 520 naira. Other states can buy it lesser than 500, which is 480 naira or 85 naira. I think that's the minimum. 40% electricity tariff yet unpaid, which has been increased. 77.5 VAT on diesel and 1,000 naira levy for proof of vehicle ownership on you. You pay 768 naira per dollar for PTA and BTA so that BAT can enjoy as the president of Nigeria. So why is a man who has imposed all these bills is still allowed to waste so much money on just convoy and motorcade? Yet when you speak, people will bring out the US state governor's motorcades or US state president vehicle to show you and tell you that even the US president, they are doing the same. You cannot compare Nigeria and US. USA is world power, and I'm going to bring this thing to a very layman language for you to understand. USA is the world power and has so much enemies. That's number one. Number two is that most places that the US president visits within the US soil, he doesn't go with more than 10 vehicles. Go and make your findings before coming out to defend a man who just from the airport to the governor's house is using over 110 or more than 110 cars. What does he say? The US economy is larger and better, far better than Nigerians. The poverty ratio in US is lesser than the poverty ratio in Nigeria. The poverty ratio of US is lesser than the poverty ratio in Nigeria. The poverty ratio of US is 11.6%. 11.6% than that of Nigeria. And if I quickly bring to you, the poverty ratio in Nigeria is over 63%. That is over 5 times of US poverty ratio. That means an average Nigeria cannot even afford $1 per day. But an average American can afford $1 per day. So why then will you bring comparison with a system and a government that is wider? That is wider and bigger than your own country, comparing it with that of United States of America. We need to grow up and understand that a wasteful nation cannot develop. A wasteful nation cannot develop. When we keep spending on waste, when we try to make some corrections, so people will come out and say, no, it's because of we do not like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is why we are saying what we are saying. But that is not the truth. It is time to begin to cut waste so that Nigerians who are struggling to even meet ends meet can see something to survive with. Thanks for supporting the Future News. Peace.